Hi everybody and happy Monday. I am here. I'm at my office and I had a break, and so I decided I wanted to do a Facebook Live video, and this one's going to be a little bit more personal. It's going to be a little bit more about myself as opposed to strategies that you can use in order to manage your own anxiety. I thought I would talk about my anxiety and the fears that I had. I decided to dress up our Facebook Live video with this nice Idiot's Guide to Controlling Anxiety. Now, it's not necessarily a book that I recommend. The book recommendation I have for anxiety is actually called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways. It's a really great book on doing whatever it is that you're faced with that makes you anxious. I just don't happen to have that book in my office, and so I couldn't put that, so I put another one about anxiety. And so I wanted to share a story that happened to me a couple of weeks ago. Might even have been like more than a month ago, but it really stuck with me. And then something happened today that sort of brought me full circle. And it reminded me of how I can overcome my own feelings of anxieties and fears, and how I can help my clients overcome their anxieties and fears. And so about a month ago, I went to yoga. I go to a yoga studio called Funk and Flow. It's in Fort Lauderdale, and it's a really great studio. It's got a really nice vibe to it. And I was taking a class, and the instructor asked me if I had a headstand practice. And I immediately said no. And then I backtracked and realized I do have a headstand practice. I'm just not very good at it, and I can't do it. But that doesn't mean I can't practice. And so kind of practice, and she said, you have the form to do this. You just need to basically do it. And that really stuck with me. And so I have since then been practicing every single day. I've been practicing those headstands at the gym and at yoga classes on a regular basis. And what I wanted to share is in those moments when she asked me if I had a if I had a headstand practice, I immediately went into fear. I'm scared I'm going to fall. I'm scared I'm going to hurt myself. I'm scared something's going to happen and it's not going to be good enough. I went into all of these feelings of fear and doubt. And I realized that was what was happening after the fact. And so what I decided to do was I decided to face my fears and just keep practicing every single day. I practiced up against the wall at the gym. I practiced at home up against the couch. I probably almost killed my cats a few times trying to practice this. I never hurt myself, knock on wood. I haven't hurt myself doing this. This is some wood. I practice and I practice and I practice. I went to the gym. I did a bunch of things on a regular basis in order to face this fear that I was going to go into a headstand, and then all of a sudden I was going to break my neck. I even Googled, so a part of one of the strategies that I did to control my anxiety was I Googled, will I get hurt doing a headstand? Now, there was, of course, disclaimers that yes, you can get hurt, but most people do not get hurt doing headstands. This is not something that happens on a regular basis. So I decided to go out there and I did my research, right? I faced my fears by doing some research. Do people actually get hurt doing headstands? And it went through techniques that you can do. I was practicing headstands at the gym. I go to the gym with my boyfriend on a regular basis, and he was watching me do headstands, and he said, if you just tucked in your elbows a little bit tighter, I had my elbows like all the way out here. He's like, if you just tuck them in, you'll be able to stick this move. And so another strategy that I used to work through my fears is I talk to trusted people. I use the resources around me, somebody I trust, somebody that I know is going to guide me and make sure I don't break my neck. And so using people around us can be really helpful in managing our anxiety. When we're alone, sometimes anxiety can take control. I'll kind of tell another funny story. I went to Babies R Us this weekend for a baby shower, and little did I know that nothing they advertise that they have is what they actually have in the store. And my anxiety started to go up really high, and I was like, I must be doing something wrong. And then I realized like nothing is there, and I just got something else. And then when I got to the baby shower and I was around other people, my anxiety about that whole escapade really decreased. So I think another way that we can manage anxiety is by being around people we love, being around people we care about, people who are there to support us. And the third way that I faced my anxieties is by practicing on a regular basis. I literally went to the gym every single day and practiced those headstands. I practiced against the walls. I practiced not against the walls. I practiced whatever I felt like practicing. And one day if I didn't feel like practicing or I was extra nervous about the move, I just didn't do it. But I got back up the next day and I did it again and again. And it's been about a week since I've been practicing my headstands for no reason other than just sort of life got in the way. Maybe it was the cold weather, I don't know. And so when I went this morning to do my headstand, I went right up in it, no wall, no falling over, no pain, and no fear. And so I'm telling you, it took me about a month to overcome this particular fear that I have to where I can do it pretty good. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be entering any headstand competitions anytime soon, or if I'm even really going to do it out in the open, but I realized that one way that I can face my fears is by practicing and practicing and practicing and doing that very thing that I'm scared of. I have something I have in the works for my business coming out pretty soon, an online course for therapists and marketing, and I have a lot of fears about that, a lot of those same doubts, and I realized that I can overcome those fears by doing the same thing I did with my headstands. I can use people around me. I can practice on a daily basis. I can learn techniques. I can read up on things. And so I really was able to manage some of those fears that I have by just going forward. And I know I can use that in other parts of my life. Somebody's asking for a picture of my headstand. So yes, I will maybe post a picture of my headstand here in this group. I'll say that my gym partner is definitely photo averse. So anytime I've tried to get him to take photos of me at the gym, that's not really in the cards for me. So maybe I'll have to have someone else take a photo, and I'll post a picture of my headstand for everybody to see. So thank you for everybody watching. I want you to face your fears, and if your anxiety is getting overwhelming or you're wondering some other strategies and tips, you can visit my website. I have a great blog about a bunch of ways to reduce anxiety. I'll post one here in this thread. You can also private message me if you want some information about counseling or just strategies to reduce anxiety. Have a wonderful day and happy Monday, everybody. Thank you.